Rob Free here. I've started this channel, Midjourneys, to chronicle my use of the Midjourney platform as a content producer, which I'm using in the vein of rendering hypothetical film adaptations. That is, film adaptations that will probably not happen for myriad reasons because of anachronisms or talent availability, but just pitches that I've had in my head from studying film since college, and how I think these dream adaptations could have happened across the sea of time and space. So the first one I have is a Black Widow film made in the 1990s. I would call it The Black Widow. In the narrative, I would call elements from The Winter Soldier, the Black Widow film we had recently, and Greg Rucka and Devin Grayson's run with the character. And it would be her confronting her origins and the connections of that organization, which I would reveal a la Skyfall and Spectre revealing that Quantum of Solace, that the agency Quantum was part of Spectre. I would have the Black Widow organization revealed to be part of Hydra. Now let's talk about the cast I would bring to this. First and foremost, I would have Kate Winslet as the Black Widow. Her filmography, pardon my stuttering there, is phenomenal. And all the films that she's been in have spanned myriad genres with little tweaks. And if you're thinking about the 90s, she dominated the film scene. And so I would have cast her as the titular character. And pairing with that as the lead in the film for the male lead and also romantic lead, I would have David Duchovny as the Winter Soldier. Now, Duchovny has a great filmography that would complement his work as Bucky, right? He started off in the thriller vein with that film California and the Rapture, gained fame and iconic status because of his role in the conspiracy thriller The X-Files, the series and film series, and has reinvented himself in myriad roles since, playing drama, sometimes sex comedies like Californication and so on. I think he could capture the tormented duality of Bucky quite well and pair it off with Winslet's ability to capture heroines who either have a past or have some trouble that they're going through. Running through this, I would have the Contessa, Nick Fury's old flame and sometimes leader of his divisions, played by Mimi Rogers. Those who watched The X-Files remember she did a great job as Diana Fowley, and for someone to capture that bombshell status of the Contessa, I would argue she did it, because for the late 90s and the early thousands, she was very much a symbol in that vein, a sex symbol, if you may, and I think she could play well with that, having already been in the procedural, serialized format. As for the villain of the series, I would have the Red Skull, who would be revealed in the end, and I would do the Alexander/Lucan/Red Skull duality from Brubaker's run on Captain America and have it be revealed at the end. And to play this, I would have Gary Oldman. He's done a terrific job of playing heroes and monsters, and during this vein, right, he did Bram Stoker's Dracula, later Hannibal, so I would have him playing it straight and then have him remove his mask at the end of Lucan to be revealed as the Red Skull. And so from Midjourney, I was able to create these renditions. Now, the sunglass reflection on my rendition of David Duchovny as the Winter Soldier didn't turn out as good as I wanted, but overall, I was really proud of how the content produced my prompt. And the centerpiece is still going to be Kate Winslet as the Black Widow. I'm actually going to be printing that and putting it up on my office wall. And so this film, The Black Widow, I envisioned as the late 90s, early thousands film, and it would fit with Winslet's ability to play these things because it would be a sheer concept genre film. It would be a straight political thriller, not the multicolor heroics of the MCU post-Endgame now, but just a straight thriller, kind of like The Winter Soldier, but dialed back without the world-ending scheme at y'all. It'd be more like one of my favorite films from the 90s, Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson. Very subtle, slow burn tension. And Winslet would excel in this. She's done well with noir work in her serialized performances on television and on the films themselves. And I think she and Duchovny could have paired well off each other, as well as having Oldman as the villain. So creating this triangle of great chemistry with Mimi Rogers as the Contessa thrown in the mix. And as for who I would have for other side characters, I've been working and haven't been able to get the results I want, but these are the main leads I would have for my hypothetical pitch. Time goes on, I'll add to it, but this is my first Midjourney. The early 2000s film called The Black Widow, and this is how I would bill it out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yes, just to clarify, with the controversy around Midjourney, I am a producer, not an artist, and I'm of that artistic political stance that it's production and not artistry, and I had fun with this because it allows me to render these what-if scenarios I've had juggling in my head for a while now. I hope you had as much fun listening to this as I did designing it. Thank you.